LLMs have a knowledge cutoff. It means that they can't know about any events or information that occurred outside of their dataset. So if the knowledge cutoff is March 2025, your LLM doesn't know about any event or new information that occurred after this date. One way to overcome this problem is to build simple tools that will fetch the web for your AI agent and retrieve the data using, let's say, a scraping browser like Brave or Selenium, or simple requests. The problem is that you will get blocked on a lot of websites because they use anti-bot solutions. But there is a solution. Today I will show you how you can use the BrightData MCP server to give your agent unrestricted web access. Let's go. So here is the setup. You have your AI agent code running somewhere on a server or on your local machine. And you want to access some website that has some anti-bot detection tools like LinkedIn. The usual way to do it is to go directly to the LinkedIn website, but you will get blocked because LinkedIn can detect that your AI agent is not a human and then refuse to serve you the content you are looking for. So the solution is to go through the BrightData network. Your agent, instead of querying directly the LinkedIn website, will go through BrightData and its set of machines that have some specific IPs and specific tools to unlock the traffic, make the request through this BrightData network, and get back the content that was previously blocked. Without further ado, let's dive into the code. So we start with the server.py script. This server defines a function here, build MCP proxy, that would run the BrightData server through HTTP. We will need that because we'll use OpenAI in the end. With its native MCP integration, it needs a MCP server that runs on HTTP. So we need a BrightData API key here. So I just check that it's defined, otherwise I crash the script. And then you can refer to the video that I made about making a proxy to proxy STDIO server through HTTP. But that's what we do here with FastMCP. We create the transport using STDIO and we proxy it through HTTP using the asProxy method. Then we build a helper to run an Ngrok proxy. So this Ngrok tunnel will give us HTTPS on the server, and it's necessary because the OpenAI integration with MCP requires that the server runs through HTTPS. So in dev, it's easier to use Ngrok and get simply the HTTPS using their Python library. You just have to get an Ngrok auth token, but Ngrok has a free tier, so it's enough for this kind of use cases. Finally, the server.py file will start the server. So we create the server here. We extract the UVCron application from it. We start the Ngrok tunnel and we run the UVCron app. Now let's take a look at the client. So we get the server URL here. It's the URL from the Ngrok tunnel, so the HTTPS URL. Then we create an MCP server, a console from Rich to format beautifully some text in the terminal, and we create an OpenAI client. Then we need to create the MCP config for OpenAI. So here we create this object that has a type, MCP, a label, a description, and most importantly, the server URL. Then, as a warm-up, we just create a simple main function here that will just list the tools using MCP. So we just connect using the MCP client, ping the server. Here we run the tools and we print the name of each tool. And now the more interesting part. So first we list the tools using OpenAI. To do so, we use the OpenAI responses API to create a chat compilation, but we provide as tools the MCP tool configuration. And we ask OpenAI what are the tools available. And now let's make use of the tool. So here I define a function display output to display beautifully what happens so we can see all the tool calls and so on made by OpenAI. The first step is to use OpenAI to search Google. So here we ask to search about a specific Google topic, get the top 5 results. and give me just the URLs. Then we ask to scrap a page. So we can use the scrape as Markdown tool from BrightData that will, from a web page, return a Markdown representation. So perfect for an LLM application. And finally, we have the OpenAI LinkedIn company tool. So here we just ask that we want the latest data about the OpenAI profile on LinkedIn. And to do so, it will use the web data LinkedIn company profile. So first, it will get the link of OpenAI on LinkedIn and use that tool to get back a JSON representation of the profile. So the latest posts, the job postings, some information in the profile of the company, and so on. So now let's run the examples. So first, we run our server. I use InPhysical here. It's a tool just to inject the environment variables safely into the program. So you need the BrightData API key in the server part. And as you can see, the server starts. It's listening on port 8888. Now, we'll use our client to run some examples. So first, the list tools example. If you remember, it's the example that uses OpenAI to list the available tools. Let's run it. As you can see here, we get a bunch of calls on the server. And as you can see, we receive a list of all the tools, and there are a bunch of them. So you have the main tools to interact with search engines and scrape page results. Then you have a lot of tools to get structured data for different kind of well-known websites like Amazon, Walmart, and so on. You have Scraper for LinkedIn, and you have also an interactive browser. So you can, let's say, click on links and so on, and it runs on BrightData infrastructure. The next example is to search Google. So if you remember, we can search Google and get the top 5 results. So the top 5 URLs that Google's provide for a specific query. Okay, so let's see what's going on. As you can see here, we make first a call to MCP list tools. So OpenAI tries to find the tools available, then it finds the proper tool, so search engine, and it makes a query. Then we have the MCP call. So we make a call to search engine to search for the query NPM supply chain attack. So it was the topic I asked to get the top 5 results. And then we get the final message with all the results. So here you have the URL and a brief description. The next example is scraping a web page. So here it will just scrape as Markdown a given URL I provided to the LLM and get back the answer. So let's take a quick look. Here you can see we list the tools as usual. Then we make the MCP call scrape as Markdown to get a Markdown representation of the web page. And here I asked about the latest news on Hacker News. So that's it. We get then the report with the top stories and so on. Next, we have the Amazon scraping. So let's scrape a product. So if you remember, we asked for an iPhone 16 listing. So it will review the listing on Amazon and provides a report with the different reviews from the page. Let's see what the model did. So here, as you can see, we make a first call to MCP list tools, as usual, to get the tools. Then it makes a query on search engine to get the URLs from Amazon. So here, iPhone 16 Pro. Then it will plug that URL to the tool web data Amazon product. And from there, get a JSON representation of this product and provide the final summary. So here you can see the different details and extract from the reviews. Finally, we have the LinkedIn company example. So if you remember, this example will fetch the latest information from the OpenAI profile on LinkedIn. So as usual, we get the MCP list tools, then MCP call to fetch the LinkedIn profile from OpenAI using the WebData LinkedIn company profile tool. This tool will give back the JSON, structured JSON about the profile, and from there, you will get the answer from the LLM. So here we get the name and so on, the company's employees, when it was founded, some images, recent activity, and also other thing. So as you can see, it's super easy to integrate. We just need to have a BrightData API key. It's not free, but I think maybe it's something like $3 for 1,000 unlocks when you scrape web pages. Then for LinkedIn and other things, maybe the price is a bit different. So yeah, you need to check if it's useful for you. But when you need access to fresh data and you don't want to mess with getting blocked, rotating your IPs and so on, using BrightData can provide you great value. I used it in a couple of projects and it really helped me to go faster on the business logic and avoiding to spend too much time on countering the anti-bot detections. Let me know in the comment what you think about this integration. And if you like the video, give me a like and subscription. It's really helpful. See you in the next one.